Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
What is up, YouTube? It is TheStarkz here, bringing you guys yet again another YouTube video. And in today's video, I'm going to be making my review of The Walking Dead Season 6 finale, which aired last night. And I'm also going to be sharing my opinions about it and whatnot. So, before I begin, I just want to say this is not going to be spoiler-free. I am going to be spoiling a lot. So if you have not yet already caught up on the recent episodes, if not The Walking Dead at all, I suggest you click away from the video if you don't want anything being spoiled to you. But with that all being said, let's get right into the review. So let's get down and dirty. Last night was a pretty good episode. A lot of people would disagree with me on that one because of the little cliffhanger death that we got with Negan, which is a big-ass bad villain rather. So yeah, I'm not at all, because we at least got to see Negan, and the only problem with this is the fact that we don't know who he's killed. However, I do have a few theories to who I think Negan may have killed, and the first one I'm just going to say is Daryl. Now, don't hate on me for this one. However, he was on The Talking Dead, which was right after The Walking Dead, and so I figured, hey, he might have been killed off. However, he was casted again for Season 7, which does suggest maybe he didn't get killed by Negan. However, that doesn't really mean anything, because there could be flashbacks about his death or whatever. So the next person I have, there's two other people rather, and is Carl. And I say this because there was a line that Negan said. He said, I swear to God, I will take out his other eye and feed it to his father, or something in between those lines, which might suggest that Carl might indeed die. And another reason is, when Negan hit him, or this person, or that we don't know of, I think he raised up his head again, and then he said, yeah, take it like a man, or something like that, which might mean Negan kills Rick's son. And that's kind of evil, because obviously Carl is like around 15, 16 maybe, which is very evil of a grown-ass man to kill off a child with a bat. I mean, that's kind of unnecessary and immature, but whatever. And then the next person I have is Glenn, and I'm saying this because it's Season 6 so far has been a lot based off a lot of the comics. A lot of the events that occurred in Season 6 have been based off of the comics. Now, I know the series as a whole has been based off of the comics, and a few things were tweaked there and then. However, I mean, it'll be easy to kill off Glenn, I'd say, because it's like that in the comics. So yeah, those are my theories about who dies. I just want to start off with something and get into another side of things. We have to take perspective here, right? We have Negan's group / the Saviors, and then we have Rick's group. I know a lot of people are probably mad and hating on Negan. However, if you think about it, Rick has indeed killed a lot of Negan's men for absolutely no reason. Yeah, some of them were going to attack them sooner or later. However, they made the first attack. They should have let maybe Negan make the first attack. I mean, obviously that's not what happened, and that probably would have went bad. However, Rick did throw the first punch, so with the whole idea of Negan taking the life of one person with a spiked bat is it's kind of like, okay, well, an eye for an eye, but not really, because remember, you took out two of my eyes in Negan's perspective I'm talking about here, because again, Rick and his people did kill a lot of Negan's men. So yeah, that's my little thought and opinion about that side of things, and just perspective as a whole. And so now I have another topic called, what does a bigger world mean? Because I know Negan did say that, I believe, during this whole 10-minute event with him, talking and introducing himself like a huge fucking circus clown or whatever. Sorry excuse my language, but it's true. He's almost like a circus clown, to be honest with you. But the guy who plays him, I forget his name, like Jeffrey something, he did an amazing job playing Negan, for that one scene. So yeah, with the bigger world, I feel as if it means a lot of, there's a lot of different communities. Like, I know there was the Carol and Morgan events, which led up to us meeting two new people, which we don't know the names of them. However, they are armed. I mean, not armed. They have armor on them, I guess. And they're riding horses like freaking, I don't know, King Kong or something. King Kong doesn't ride horses, but you get what I mean. And that is another community, I'm assuming, because I don't think not Alexandria, Hilltop. I don't believe that they have horses. And I know I'm a fan of The Walking Dead, so I search around on YouTube, and there's another community called the Kingdom, I believe. Now, don't quote me on this. I don't know if that's people from the Kingdom. However, I do think that will be the case. And if that is, that's cool, and that's where the bigger world means, because there's different communities. And I feel as if that is the Kingdom, they seem to be very established, unlike Alexandria, which there's people there and out, and there's people in Alexandria. They're still trying to establish themselves, right, after the events of No Way Out with all the walkers. So yeah, so that'll be really good that we have not Hilltop, the Kingdom. Again, don't quote me on that. Or this new community, let's say, who seems to be very established and who seems to be very strong in holding on there. And if that's the case, then that this new community with horses, freaking horses, for crying out loud, and Alexandria with the loss of one to two more people, and of course Hilltop. With them all joined together, they can definitely take out Negan and their men, because they seem to be the bad people here. However, again, with perspective, you have to think about it on Negan's perspective. They freaking killed all my men. I'm taking one of your people. You shouldn't be so upset about it, right? But we do, as fans of The Walking Dead, and as we take the sides of Rick and all the quote-unquote here, good people, we say, yeah, we're siding up with Rick's people. We're not going to go to Negan's people. They're the bad people here, right? So it's all about perspective if you think about it. However, I do believe that this does happen in the comics, where all three of these different communities, or how many communities there might be in this new season 7, they do in fact, or in the comics as well, they do in fact join together to take out Negan. So that's definitely very, very, very interesting. So I'm interested about the Negan plan, and or I'm just calling it the Negan plan, the Savior plan, because it was so convenient how they made this plan. They executed it extremely well. I mean, like they caught Rick's people, just in time when Maggie had this, I'm assuming it's going to be a miscarriage with her baby, or some complications with her baby, causing her to get some pain. It's funny how they go out, and they just happen to be there, and their plan was executed perfectly. That's kind of strange. However, the only reason why I can say I'm giving that like a let go is the fact, because we know that they took Glenn, they took Michonne, and they took Daryl and Rosita. As she calls herself, Rosita, with that accent. But anyways, so it was about time that Rick would have went out to find them. However, that's not the case. It's funny, because they weren't trying to interfere with Negan's people. They weren't trying to look for Glenn or any of them. In fact, they were going out to see about Maggie's baby. At the same time, they were probably going to look for them. However, that wasn't the main priority. They were trying to get to Hilltop and so whatnot. So throughout the entire episode, I just want to say my final thoughts about it. It was so nerve-wracking. It was exciting, nerve-wracking. It was just epic as well. And I enjoyed the cliffhanger. At the same time, I don't, because I'd like to see who did get killed off. But at the same time, I feel like it was a very deserving and rewarding episode, in my opinion. And I just hope it's not Carl that they kill off, or Daryl, or Glenn, or anyone, to be honest with you. But I think it might be either Carl or Glenn, and yeah, so it's interesting. But with that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So the episode was really good. I'm not gonna really rate it, but if I could, I will in this episode. I'm gonna rate it like an 8.6 out of 10, because honestly, I feel like it deserved that. It was a really good episode, and the only unfortunate thing is we have to wait in like 6 to 7 months until we finally get to see who Negan kills. So yeah, again, with that all being said, and what was so interesting is when they had the eye of the person, or like the view of the person who was getting killed by Negan, and you could see him swing his first bat, and then like the blood gush down the camera or the view. That was so perfect. I feel like that was such an like a good, not a good execution, but it was so it was filmed extremely well, and I like that kind of perspective, or that view, because you get to see, like, I felt like I was the character getting beat up on the head by the bat. However, if I were that character who was about to get killed by a fucking excuse my language, by a spiked bat, I would fight back. I don't care if I get shot in the head. At least it won't hurt as much as getting hit by a bat with spikes on it by a huge man who's probably weighs more than me and has huge muscles. You know what I mean? So this person should have fought back. I would have taken everything in me to fight back and make sure I didn't get my head splattered all over the floor. But again, with that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to subscribe, like, and comment. I know there was some Uncharted 4 gameplay that was released today, and I'm probably going to make a video about that later on today, or this week, rather. But yeah, with that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.